It started on a random Tuesday, around 11:43 a.m., while washing dishes. I wasn't meditating. I wasn't chanting. I was just staring at a stream of water hitting a plate when something shifted. For a moment, everything felt hyperreal. The air shimmered slightly, the clinking of the spoon sounded infinite, and I realized, my mind had gone completely still. Not silent in the usual sense, but still, like a lake that had forgotten what ripples were. I didn't achieve it. I didn't earn it. It just happened. That moment sent me down a 30-day rabbit hole, exploring what ancient teachers, modern scientists, and obscure mystics have all hinted at for centuries. For centuries, spiritual masters have held a secret about reality that goes beyond simple meditation and mindfulness. It's not about controlling your thoughts or reaching some cosmic bliss, it's about realizing the observer that exists before thought, before identity, before even the sense of me. This video explores the forgotten philosophical and spiritual theories, the ones hidden between Zen koans, Sufi poetry, and quantum physics, that point to the true key to awakening, consciousness becoming aware of itself. Stick around, because by the end of this, you might start noticing that the one searching for higher consciousness was consciousness itself. Let's start with the most invisible lie humanity tells itself, that you are the voice in your head. That inner narrator that comments on everything, I'm late, I'm anxious, I need to fix myself, feels like you. But what if it's not? Ancient Advaita philosophy calls this the false center, a mental echo mistaken for the source. Neuroscience backs it up, the brain's default mode network, the same circuit that builds a narrative self, lights up during mind wandering and shuts down in deep awareness. So when spiritual teachers say, you are not your thoughts, they're not being poetic, they're describing a neurological and metaphysical fact. The first key to higher consciousness? Don't try to stop thinking. Just stop believing you are the one doing it. Modern spirituality loves its upgrades, raise your vibration, unlock 5D consciousness. But here's the paradox, the more you chase higher states, the further away you drift from awareness itself. Chasing high consciousness is like running after your own shadow in sunlight, you already are it, you just keep stepping in front of it. Mystics like Meister Eckhart, Lao Tzu, and Ramana Maharshi all warned about this exact trap, the ego hijacking the spiritual search. The moment you think, I'm becoming enlightened, the ego just changed costumes, it's now the enlightened one. So, the true ascent begins by realizing, there's nowhere higher to go. Only deeper into what's already here. Around day 5 of my experiment, I tried watching every thought without reacting. At first, it felt like playing whack-a-mole in my own skull. But then, something clicked. I noticed that even the watcher, the one observing thoughts, was itself being watched. Like a camera suddenly realizing it's in a movie. Who, or what, is behind that? In non-dual teachings, this moment is called witness consciousness, awareness recognizing awareness. It's not mystical, it's a shift in identification. You go from being the cloud of thoughts to the sky that holds them. It's disorienting at first, like losing gravity, but it's also profoundly freeing. One night, I stood in front of a mirror and asked, who is seeing this reflection? The obvious answer was, me. But when I looked closer, I couldn't find that me. Just sensations, reflections, flickers of thought, but no central entity. In Buddhism, this is called anatta, the doctrine of no self. In quantum terms, you could call it the observer effect collapsing its own illusion. When you stop looking for a fixed identity, reality stops bending around your assumptions. Everything becomes crisp, alive, unfiltered. The mirror doesn't reflect you anymore, it reflects everything. Around week 2, I noticed something subtle, life stopped performing for me. Music still played, people still spoke, but there was no internal narrator rating, comparing, or analyzing. The colors of a sunset didn't feel like a good sunset anymore, they just were. And in that simplicity, an unexpected truth emerged: higher consciousness isn't higher at all. It's not fireworks, visions, or downloads, it's raw presence, stripped of commentary. The ordinary becomes sacred simply because you're not trying to make it anything else. Something fascinating happens when awareness expands. You stop living in narrative time. Days no longer feel like a line of events, they're more like overlapping moments. The past becomes memory unfolding now. The future becomes potential unfolding now. Everything collapses into one infinite present. It's not mystical, it's just perception without projection. Einstein hinted at this when he said, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Mystics and physicists, centuries apart, saying the same thing: time is a mental lens, not a cosmic law. Something fascinating happens when awareness expands. You stop living in narrative time. Days no longer feel like a line of events, they're more like overlapping moments. The past becomes memory unfolding now. The future becomes potential unfolding now. Everything collapses into one infinite present. It's not mystical, it's just perception without projection. Einstein hinted at this when he said, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Mystics and physicists, centuries apart, saying the same thing: time is a mental lens, not a cosmic law. Quick pause. If this exploration resonates even a little, drop a comment telling me which moment hit hardest for you. Was it the mirror? The silence? The realization that maybe nothing needs fixing? Your reflections help others see themselves, too. And if you want this message to ripple to someone else scrolling for meaning at 2 a.m., hit the like button. The algorithm may just turn into a little digital guru for someone else tonight. When I finally stopped chasing meaning, meaning flooded in. Every sound, every face, every tiny motion of life began to pulse with the same quiet intelligence. The secret isn't that we reach consciousness, it's that consciousness was never gone. You can't become what you already are. Higher consciousness isn't a summit, it's the ocean remembering it was never the wave. Here's the secret no one tells you: the mind will never understand consciousness because it's what consciousness uses to pretend it's separate. Drop the pretending, even for a second, and you'll see, awakening isn't about adding light to the darkness. It's about realizing the darkness was made of light all along. So if you want to begin, don't search harder. Just stop running. Sit. Breathe. Notice. Because the truth is waiting exactly where you are. And it always has been. If this message found you at the right moment, share it with someone who might be quietly searching too. If it resonated, hit like to let the algorithm whisper it to someone else who needs it. And if you've glimpsed moments of this stillness yourself, drop a comment and tell me what it felt like. Your story helps others wake up, too. Finally, if you want more explorations into consciousness, identity, and the quiet revolutions of the mind, subscribe and stay part of this conversation.